Welcome to the learning world with something new to learn. My dear students, it's been a long time since we started off with something new and something interesting to learn and to understand and to play with. Today, as you can see on your screen, we are going to deal with a new kind of unit that is called puzzles and codes. Well, when we hear puzzles and codes, we start remembering certain games, especially when we see on the newspapers, isn't it? Like the crosswords and also the number games that we play in the missing numbers. Well, we are going to deal with this kind of a lesson where you will be having some interesting games to do, which will be given as homework for sure, and also we will see how we can do those games and how we can learn out of it. Well, we are having on the screen page number 91 and 92. Let's begin. The first question on 91 is, how are these flowers different from each other and how are these bugs different from each other? Now, when we look at this picture, we can see there are different insects, isn't it? There are different bugs, like we have the beetle, we have the spider, and so on. We have different colors of flowers with different shapes, different size, isn't it? Now, when we look at this, we get a sense of thought, okay? We understand that it has got different colors and different shape and different size. Now, let us look on the next page, that is page number 92. Word study. Describe one flower or a bug. Your partner will try to find it. Use some of these words: center, strip, spots, with, without. Okay, so over here, so before we go on with this particular task, you're not having your partner with you. So what you're going to do is, you are going to talk about any of these flowers or the bug which is on the flower, okay? So you are going to do your first homework, that is, you have to send a video or an audio of yourself describing about these flower or any of these flowers or these bugs. It's your choice. But before we move on to understand it, we have got some new words to learn and to understand what these words mean. Well, we have the first word, center. Okay. If you see in these pictures, every flower has got center. The middle portion that you can see on the flower is called center. So, the middle portion of the flowers is called center. Okay, the middle point. Now the strips. You can see this flower, the third flower, and the 11th flower and the 13th flower. Also we can see flower number 5, 10, and 2 and 17. You can see the petals, they are like separated into lines, right? Yes. So these separated parts of the flower, okay, which are separated in lines, they are called strips. What are they called? They are called strips. Spots. When you look at the spider, you can see two white spots on its body. Yes. So a spot is a kind of a point, okay, which is on the body of any person or any animal, okay. So this is called spots, okay. You can see on this spider's body too. You can see here there are three spots on the third spider and the fifth spider too. Now without spots means the bug which doesn't have got any kind of spot. So you can use these words, okay, to describe either about the flower or about the bug, okay. And this will be done as the homework as in the form of an audio or a video. That's your choice. Okay. Now let us move on to the next page. But before we go on to the next page, here there is a language tip. We have got here three words like size, color, and number. Size means the shape, big, small, little, big. You can see it means the shape, okay? Color, you know the color, right? Like green, yellow, black, blue, red, and so on. And you know the numbers from 1 to 100, isn't it? So we use number 1, 2. How many are there? Yeah? So number means how many. Size means how it is big or small. What the shape, okay? And the color, it means what? The color which is on that particular animal, or how it is different from other things. Okay. Here there is one more thing you can do. It's very interesting and you love drawing, isn't it? So, write a drawing instruction for your class. Okay. Use a number, a size, a color and an object or animal if you want to add strips or spots. So, you have to draw two little green snakes with strips. Okay. So, this also can be done in the textbook, in the learner book itself, or you can do it in the notebook too. Now, secret message. Why might you want to send a secret message? How would you do it? Well, if you have your best friends, okay, and you want to talk to them something that you don't want the other person to know, what do? You start writing messages in code words, or you speak in code words so that the person who's sitting next to you won't understand what he or she is telling you, isn't it? Now, secret messages are not have not come today, okay? It's going on from a very long time when there were kings and queens, okay, to talk something in secret. I think if you watch movies, you might have seen the eagles, okay? They send, if you want to send message to any other king or any other person, okay? So what did the king and the queens used to do is they used to write in a small paper a code, and they used to stick it with the eagle, and then the eagle used to fly far away to give it to the person who should read the message, okay? And the message is not in a big paper, it's very short. If you see movies, you will understand it. Okay, now let us read first to understand what is the secret message here in these pages and how we too can play and understand it. Okay, so read. For thousands of years, people have used codes to send secret messages. As I have explained already to you how the kings and queens in the olden days used to send messages through eagles in code words. Only a person who knows the code can understand the message. Read about three different codes. So here there are three games which is helping in to play the role of the secret message. Okay, so we'll read first and we will see how can we play this code games. Okay, so the first game is Caesar code. So Caesar's code. In ancient times, there were no phones or computers. People used to write messages and give them to a messenger. The messenger delivered the messages. Julius Caesar, the emperor of ancient Rome, wrote messages to his army in secret code. Sometimes the enemy caught the messenger, but they couldn't read the message because they couldn't understand the secret code. You can write a message using the same code Caesar used. Here is the secret code. To write a letter in code, use the letter above or below it. For the letter A, write N. For the letter T, write G. The word cat is written PNG in Caesar's code. Decode this secret instruction. Okay, so here the first secret message game that was not only played, but it was actually been used by the olden people. Okay, so in ancient time, ancient means what? Old. Okay, the olden times. So during the olden days, when there were king and queens, there were no phones or computers to chat as we have today, WhatsApp or social media like Twitter or Instagram or Facebook. Yes, you all like it, yeah, and you use it to communicate with your friends, isn't it? But the people in olden days, like your grandfather's time or your great grandfather's time, there was no phones or computer to talk to each other. And people used to write messages and give them to the messenger. So, if they want to convey any important message to anyone, so they used to use messenger. Who is a messenger? The one who passes the message from one person to the other. Okay, suppose we'll take three people: John, Sia, and me. Okay, now John wants to send a secret message to Sia. Okay, so I will act as a messenger. So what would I do? I will take the message from the John. Okay, and what I will do, I will pass on John's message to whom? To Sia. So in this way, people used to send messages, codes. Okay, now Julius Caesar, who he was, as you can see in the picture, he was the emperor of ancient Rome. Okay, and he, what he used to do, he used to write messages to his army in secret code. Okay, so in order to make the army people aware about what's happening around them, what is going to happen next. Okay, what did the emperor of ancient Rome, who is the emperor of ancient Rome? Julius Caesar. So what he used to do, he used to send secret codes. But what used to happen, at times the enemies used to catch the messenger who is passing on the message. Okay, and they try to read the message, but they cannot understand it. Why? Because Julius Caesar or his army people used to make codes so that they could only understand what was the message written. So, was it of any use for the enemy to catch the messenger and to read the message? No. Why? Because he doesn't know or she doesn't know what is the meaning of the code that Caesar gave to his army or the army gave to Julius Caesar. Now let us see what system of coding did Caesar use to convey messages to his leader. Okay, so here's the secret code. Now, in this, you can see the picture, right? You can see a table where there are letters written from A to Z. Okay, now to write a letter in the code, in the form of the code, either you have to use these letters which are above or you have to use the letters which are below. Okay, for example, if you want to write the code, okay, where you want to use the letter A, so you will write N. Okay, if you want to write the letter T, then you have to write the code G. Okay, either of it, either if you want to write the above word, you have to use the below one for the code. If you want to write the below word or the letter, you have to use the above letter as the code. Now, here you see P is the code for which letter? C. N is the letter code for which word? A. T is the letter which is the code used for T? G. So the word PNG is the Caesar code, and what does that code mean? The code means cat. Now, here are some codes given. You have to understand from these codes what is the code trying to give you message in. So let us do the first one, and the rest four you will be doing all yourself. So we have here code word FGNAQ. So let us see the first letter F. So we have F as the code. So the letter is S. The G is the code. So the letter is T. N is the code. So which letter does it want to say? A. So we have three letters now, okay, from F, G, N. S, T, A. Now we have the code A, so we have to use the letter N. So S, T, A, N. And we have Q. So the code Q says the letter D. So join all these letters. F is for S, G code is for T, N code is for A code is for N, and Q code is for D. So the first one is stand. S-T-A-N-D. Stand. So this was the first message given from the Caesar's code. Now there are four more codes which you have to do all by yourself. Now let us see the second one, that is the number code. In this code, you replace each letter with a number. Find the letter H on the grid. So we have letter H, okay. With your finger, go down to the red number at the bottom 3. Okay. Now, go to the blue number on the left, that is 2. The left of the letter H, 2. So the secret code for the number H is 32. Okay. So we have got the first letter. Suppose for example we take H as the letter. Okay. So you have to see always the first red color number, and then on the left hand side of that particular letter you have to see the blue number. Okay. And when you join this both numbers, what number do you get? You get the number 32. Yes. So the number 32 speaks of which letter? It speaks of the letter H. Now let us try the first instruction, how we can decode it by using number. So we have first is 34. So let us see the first red. Always look in for the red number first, and then for the blue number, and then try to understand which letter it is trying to speak. So first we are going to look for 3 and 4. So in the line 3 we get R. When we look onto the left hand side of R, we get the number 4. So 34 is the letter R. So the first letter we get is R. 15, 1, 5. So in this blue line, when you see the first number, okay, below it there is a number 1. Which letter do you find? You find U. So R, U. And 21, 2, 1. What do you get? B. So what is the word? R-U-B, rub. Yes? So these two also you will be done by you itself. It is interesting, my dear children. You're not going to get bored. You can play it with your family also, and with your cousins and your brothers and sisters too. Now, let us look at the next coding system. Tic-tac-toe code. To write a letter in this code, find the letters in the pictures below. Draw the part of the picture that has that letter in it. If there is a dot, draw the dot too. This is how you write boot. Okay. Okay. So this tic-tac-toe code will be done all by yourself. I won't be speaking anything on this because this is something very interesting and you should be doing it. Okay. So my dear children, today we learned how to decode secret messages using different codes, And also we learned about the different parts of the flower in some way or the other. And also this is kind of a puzzle which you will be doing. Homeworks will be posted on WhatsApp. So go through your homework, complete it and send it on WhatsApp. You have any doubt, you can ask for the doubts clarification on WhatsApp. Thank you and have a nice day, and we will see the next lesson the next time.